A very good morning, dear children. Today we are going to read the new chapter that is Rip Van Winkle, written by Washington Irving. Before talking about the characters of the story Rip Van Winkle, we will get some information about the author Washington Irving. So you can check out the last page of your book where some information regarding the author has been given. Washington Irving was an American author. He was a 19th century famous American author who was born in 1783 and died in 1859. He is best known for his works Rip Van Winkle and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. So this story which is given to you, Rip Van Winkle, it is one of the very famous works of the author Washington Irving. And now we are going to talk about the characters of the story, the main characters of the story. The most important character of the story is Rip Van Winkle. Yes, Rip Van Winkle is a man who was very friendly, who was very innocent, who was very kind and supportive, and who was there to help the people living around him. Then there is Dame Van Winkle. Dame Van Winkle is the wife of Rip Van Winkle. She was a very bad-tempered woman. She was the one who was very strict and disciplined. She was the one who would work hard and who equally expected from her husband that he should earn something and he should bring he should earn some livelihood every day, and he should make the life of both of the couple very comfortable. And then there is Judith. Judith is Rip Van Winkle's daughter, the daughter of Rip and Dame. And then there is an old stranger. When Rip gets to meet this old stranger, there comes a U-turn in his life, and this is what we are going to read in this story. So now we are going to begin with the first paragraph. Please pay attention. While I am reading this, you will also read the text, and side by side you will listen to me carefully wherever I am explaining the difficult new words or the meaning of the passage. You would listen to me also, but you should be concentrating on the text as it's very important. Whoever has made a voyage up the Hudson River may remember the Catskill Mountains. They can be seen to the west of the river, swelling up to a noble height and lording it over the surrounding country. So this is the story about a small village, the village which was situated by the side of Hudson River. Whoever has made a voyage. Voyage means sea journey. See, I have written the meaning of voyage here. Voyage means sea journey. So you will underline this word and you will note down the meaning. So whosoever has done the sea journey across the Hudson River, that person would always remember the Catskill Mountains that were there by the side of the Hudson River. Hudson River is the river that flows from north to south through New York in US. So you will note down this information about Hudson River. Hudson River flows from north to south through New York in United States. So this is an American story. It's taken from the American literature. And Hudson River that flows from north to south through New York in US, this you will note. So whosoever has traveled across Hudson River have seen Catskill Mountains, the very famous mountains that can be seen to the west of the river. They were there by the side of the river in west and swelling up to a noble height, standing tall. They were the very gigantic mountains standing tall and lording it over the surrounding country. Lording it over the surrounding country means standing high above the surrounding country. At the foot of these mountains, the voyager may have seen the light smoke curling up from a village whose shingle roofs gleam among the trees. It is a little village of great antiquity, having been founded by some Dutch colonists in the early times. So, at the foot of these Catskill Mountains, there was a small village, and the voyager may have seen the light smoke curling up from a village. Often, the voyagers, the travelers who were traveling across the Hudson River, they have seen that there were small little houses and huts in this village, and many a times they have seen the smoke coming from curling up from the village. कई बार वहाँ से क्रॉस करने वाले ट्रैवलर्स ने देखा था कि उस छोटे से गांव में विच वाज देयर एट द फुट ऑफ द माउंटेन, उस गांव के छोटे छोटे घरों से धुआं निकलता था, किचन से धुआं निकल रहा है, एंड इट वाज अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल विलेज whose shingle roofs gleam among the trees. Shingle roof is a particular kind of roof. It is a kind of building. Shingle is a particular kind of material that is used for making roof. So the roofs of these of the houses situated in this village used to gleam. Gleam means shine. Shine among the trees. So the travelers have often seen this beautiful village, the small beautiful houses in the village, the smoke curling up from the roofs of the villages, right? It is a little village of great antiquity. Great antiquity means it has been there since a long time. This was a very old village, having been founded by some Dutch colonists in the early time. Dutch colonist means the colonists who have come from Europe, and they have attacked some particular parts of United States. So this village had been founded by these Dutch colonists, and since a long time this village had been there, it had not made much progress. It was still a very small village with very small and beautiful houses situated all over this village. In that same village there lived, while the country was yet a province of Great Britain, a simple good-natured fellow by the name of Rip Van Winkle. So ये उस समय की बात है जिस समय ब्रिटिशर्स इस विलेज, इस एरिया को रूल करते थे. इट वाज रूल्ड बाय द डच कॉलोनिस्ट, बाय द people who had come from Europe, and it was a country yet a province of great. This country was yet a province of Great Britain. There used to live a simple, good-natured fellow by the name of Rip Van Winkle. तो ये बहुत पुराने ज़माने की बात है जब ये गांव और जब ये एरिया ब्रिटेन के अंडर था और डच कॉलोनिस्ट इस एरिया को रूल करते थे. उस ज़माने की ये बात है. So at that time there used to live a very good-natured fellow, a very nice human being whose name was Rip Van Winkle. Let's read something about the character of Rip Van Winkle, what kind of a man he was. He was an unselfish man, a kind neighbor, and an obedient husband. Dame Van Winkle was, on the contrary, known throughout the neighborhood as a woman with a fiery temper and a sharp tongue. So here we are talking about this couple, Rip Van Winkle and his wife Dame Van Winkle. Rip Van Winkle was a very nice human being. He was an unselfish man who had nothing to do with the profit, जिससे दूसरों की ज़्यादा फ़िक्र है और अपनी फ़िक्र कम है. He was a kind-hearted neighbor, and he was an obedient husband. Means he used to obey all the instructions given by his wife. But his wife, on the contrary means totally opposite. His wife was totally opposite of him. She was known throughout the neighborhood as a woman with fiery temper. Fiery means bad. Fiery temper and a sharp tongue, right? एक तरफ रिप वैन विंकल है who is a very nice human being, who is very helpful, who is unselfish, who is very kind to his neighbors. And on the opposite side there is Dame Van Winkle, his wife, who was a bad tempered woman, who was mostly angry, जिसको बहुत जल्दी गुस्सा आ जाता था, and who had a sharp tongue. Rip was a great favorite with the villagers, particularly with the children, who would shout with joy whenever he approached. Now, Rip was so famous in his village because of his good nature, because of his helpful nature, because of his being kind, his being so kind-hearted. He was very famous in this village, which was there at the foot of Catskill Mountains. So, why he was so famous? He was he was the favorite of all the children in the village. Whenever he would approach, whenever he would come to the village, कभी भी रिप वैन विंकल बाहर से घूमते हुए अपने गांव वापस आता तो बच्चे सारे शाउट करने लग जाते. All the children would gather around him. They would be very very happy. Why Rip Van Winkle was so famous among children? Why he was so favorite of all the children? Because he assisted. Assisted means helped. Please underline this word assisted. Assisted means helped. He assisted at their sports, made their playthings, taught them to fly kites and shoot marbles, and told them stories of ghosts and witches. He was so famous among all the children because he used to help them in sports. वो खेलने कूदने में उनकी मदद करता था. He used to make their playthings. Playthings means toys. He used to make toys for them. He used to teach them how to fly the kites, how to shoot the marbles, and he used to tell them very interesting stories of ghosts and witches. And children are often very fond of listening to the stories, especially the stories of ghosts and witches. So this is why Rip Van Winkle was the favorite uncle of all the children of the village. And this village, I am repeating it again, this village was situated at the foot of Catskill Mountains. The great error in Rip's composition was an aversion to all kinds of profitable labor. It could not be from want of perseverance, but he would sit on a wet rock with a heavy rod and fish all day without a murmuring, even though he was not encouraged by a single nibble. He was a very different man. Although he was loved by all the children in the village and all his neighbors used to like him a lot because he was very helpful, but there was one error in his personality. Composition means personality. उसकी personality में सिर्फ एक error था. Error means fault. एक कमी थी उसकी पर्सनालिटी में. What was that? It was an aversion. Aversion means disliking to all kinds of profitable labor. Profitable labor means the work. When you complete this work, you get some money in return. आपको बदले में आप मेहनत करते हैं, काम करते हैं और उसके बदले में आपको कुछ मनी मिलती है. So Rip Van Winkle used to dislike such kind of work. वो दूसरों की हेल्प करता था, लेकिन जब अपने लिए पैसा कमाने की बारी आती, when it was about earning a livelihood for himself, he was not at all interested. अपने लिए वो कुछ भी कमाना नहीं चाहता था. He didn't want any kind of profit for himself. It could not be from the want of perseverance. Perseverance means determination. When you want to do something, no matter how difficult the task is, you will do it. So it was not that he was afraid of hard work. उसको मेहनत करना पसंद नहीं था. ऐसी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी. दूसरों के लिए वो मेहनत कर सकता था. He just would sit on a rock with a heavy rod and fish all day long without murmur. But for himself, he would sit on a rock and he would do the fishing all day with the rod, and he would not, without murmur, without speaking anything, सारा दिन वो एक रॉक पे बैठ के मछलियाँ पकड़ता और बिना कुछ कहे वो, without speaking and without complaining that he is not able to catch the fish, he would sit there all day long, even though he was not encouraged by a single nibble, but he was not even interested in taking a single bite of that fish which he has caught. This kind of person he was. He was always ready to help other people, but when it was about earning profit for himself, जब बात आती अपने लिए कुछ प्रॉफिटेबल कमाने की, तो उसको बिल्कुल भी इंटरेस्ट नहीं होता. वो दूसरों के लिए सारा दिन मेहनत कर सकता था, लेकिन अपने लिए वो मुश्किल से फ़िश पकड़ता था, उसे खाने में भी वो इंटरेस्टेड नहीं रहता था. Now let's check out the next paragraph. He would carry a fowling piece on his shoulder for hours together, trudging through woods and swamps and up hill and down dale to shoot a few squirrels or wild pigeons. So this was his regular routine. उसकी रोज़ की routine क्या थी? He would carry a fowling piece. Fowling piece is a shotgun for shooting the birds. Birds को hunt करने के लिए special guns जो होती हैं, that those guns are known to be the fowling piece. So he would carry the gun on his shoulder and he would trudging through woods. Trudging through woods means he would walk through the woods. Woods means jungles. He would walk through the jungle, and swamp. Swamp means the wet valley, the wet area in the forest, right? Swamps means the wet area in the forest. Wet area in forest. You can also note this. Underline swamps and write this meaning: wet areas in forest. So he would walk across the woods all day long. He would walk across the wet area in the forest all day long. He would climb up the hill. He would walk down the valley. Dale means valley. To shoot a few squirrels and wild pigeons. Hunting the squirrels and shooting the wild pigeons was his regular hobby. It was something he used to like a lot. ये बस उसकी आदत थी कि वो जंगलों में निकल जाता था, कभी वैली में, कभी पहाड़ के ऊपर चढ़ जाता, कैटस्किल माउंटेन्स पे को क्लाइम करता, कभी जंगल में घूमता, and he would shoot the birds all day long. He would shoot the squirrels and the wild pigeons all day long. He would never refuse to assist a neighbor even in the roughest toil. In a word, Rip was ready to attend to anybody's business but his own. This was the kind of personality Rip had. Rip would never refuse to assist a neighbor. वो कभी भी मना नहीं करेगा. Never ever, never say no to help. Never say no to help others. He would never say no to others. कोई भी उससे हेल्प मांगेगा तो वो कभी मना नहीं करेगा. Even if it requires roughest toil. Toil means hard work. कई बार उससे उसके नेबर्स ऐसे काम के लिए हेल्प मांगते जिसमें बहुत मेहनत लगती है, जिसमें सारा दिन बहुत आपको बहुत ज़्यादा मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. यू विल हैव टू वर्क हार्ड, यू विल हैव टू टॉयल फॉर आवर्स, बट ही वुड नेवर से नो for helping others. He was always ready. In a word, he was ready to attend to anybody's business but his own. तो इस तरह से वो दूसरों की मदद करता, दूसरों के बिजनेस में हेल्प करता. He was always ready to assist his neighbors, help his neighbors, but for himself he didn't want to earn anything. He was not at all interested in earning the livelihood or to get any kind of profit. And just because of this nature of Rip Van Winkle, उसकी इसी innocent nature की वजह से उसकी जो wife थी Dame Van Winkle, she was always angry and complaining. No wife would ever want that her husband stays there without any work, and he keeps on roaming around the jungles or the valley without earning any livelihood or without bringing any profits to home, right? So this is why his wife was very, very unhappy and dissatisfied from Rip Van Winkle. So let's see what's given in the next paragraph. Rip Van Winkle was one of those happy mortals who take the world easy, eat white bread or brown, whichever can be got, with least thought or trouble. He would have loved to whistle life away in perfect contentment, but his wife kept dining in his ears about his idleness, his carelessness, and the ruin he was bringing upon his family. So Rip Van Winkle was a happy man. He had no complaints from life. He was a happy mortal. Mortal means human being, right? Who would take the world easy. उसे किसी भी चीज़ का शौक, उसे किसी भी चीज़ का लालच नहीं था. The world was a very easy and comfortable place for him. He would eat white bread or brown bread. आप चाहे रिप वैन विंकल को white bread खाने को दे दो, चाहे आप उसे brown bread दे दो, he would never complain. Whichever can be got with least thought or trouble. He would never trouble other people. He would never complain about anything. He would never ever create a fuss about anything. He would always be happy with whatever he had got. He would have loved to whistle life away in perfect contentment. Underline this word contentment. Contentment means satisfaction. Contentment means satisfaction. So he was always satisfied. He had no desires. उसे कुछ नहीं चाहिए था, उसकी कोई इच्छाएं नहीं थी. उसे जो भी मिल गया वो उससे खुश रहता था. He was a very happy man, satisfied with everything. But his wife kept dining in his ears. Dining in his ears means his wife used to complain a lot. हमेशा उसके कान के आगे चीखती रहती थी, हमेशा उसे कोसती थी, उसके आगे कंप्लेंट्स करती थी कि तुम एक बेकार आदमी हो, तुम कुछ भी कमा कर नहीं लाते हो, तुम सारा दिन जंगल में घूमते रहते हो, तुम किसी काम के नहीं हो, यू आर नॉट अ गुड, you are a fellow who is good for nothing. So this is how his wife used to irritate him a lot. She used to argue a lot with him, and she would always complain about his idleness. Idleness means laziness. When somebody is very lazy, जब कोई आदमी कोई काम नहीं करता और एक जगह पे आलसी पड़ा रहता है, that is idleness. Idleness means laziness. LAZINESS. So his wife was unhappy because of his lazy nature, his carelessness, and the ruin he was bringing upon his family. He was just not bringing any profit for his family. कुछ भी अपने घर के लिए कमा के नहीं लाता था वो. इसकी वजह से उस घर की फाइनेंशियल हालत भी ज़्यादा अच्छी नहीं थी. They were not very rich because Rip Van Winkle didn't used to earn any livelihood. He was always there playing with children, telling them stories, roaming in the jungle, hunting the squirrel, killing the wild pigeons, right? But he was not bringing any money to home, and this was the reason his wife was always complaining about his laziness, about his carelessness. Right, now look at the next paragraph. Poor Rip was driven to despair. His only alternative to escape from the labor of the farm and the clamor of his wife was to take the gun in hand and stroll away into the woods, accompanied by his dog Wolf. So poor Rip Van Winkle was so fed up फ्रॉम हिज वाइफ. वो अपनी वाइफ से तंग आ चुका था क्योंकि उसकी वाइफ हर वक्त उसके साथ झगड़ा करती थी, हमेशा उसे कोसती थी, भला बुरा कहती थी. दिस यूज टू ड्राइव हिम टू डिस्पेयर. डिस्पेयर मीन्स सैडनेस. प्लीज़ अंडरलाइन दिस वर्ड डिस्पेयर. DESPAIR. Despair means sadness. So whenever his wife would shout at him, complain about his laziness, it would make Rip Van Winkle very sad. His only alternative to escape from the labor. Escape from the labor means avoid the hard work. escaping from the labor means काम से बच के निकल जाना. जब आप कोई काम नहीं करना चाहते, आप उस काम से बचकर निकलना चाहते हो, that means you are escaping from the labor, means you are avoiding the hard work. So how he used to avoid his wife and her anger and the hard work his wife that wanted him to do, वो कैसे काम से बच के निकलता था, अपनी वाइफ की डांट से बच के निकलता था. He used to stay away from the farm work or the clamor of his wife. Clamor of his wife means all the complaints and noise his wife would create before him. He used to take the gun in hand and stroll away into the woods. Stroll away means roaming around, इधर उधर घूमना, जंगल में इधर उधर घूमना. roaming, ROAMING, roaming around the jungle. तो अपनी वाइफ के गुस्से से बच के निकलने के लिए और ताकि उसे अपने फार्म्स में मेहनत ना करनी पड़े, काम से बच के निकलने के लिए वो गन उठाता और जंगल में घूमने निकल जाता. He was often accompanied by his dog Wolf. He had a dog. The name of the dog was Wolf. Okay, Wolf is not the animal here. Wolf here is his pet dog who used to give him company while he used to roam around the jungle. जब वो जंगल में घूमता था तो अपने पेट डॉग को, जिसका नाम वुल्फ था, उसे अपने साथ ले जाता था और इस तरह से वो अपनी वाइफ के गुस्से से बच निकलता था और उसे सारा दिन कोई मेहनत भी नहीं करनी पड़ती थी. सो दिस काइंड ऑफ अ मैन वाज रिप वैन विंकल, हु वाज नाइस, who was very happy human being, who was a very cheerful person, right? But the problem was he did not want to do anything for himself or for his family. So let's see what happened one day. On one of his long rambles, Rip had unconsciously scrambled up to one of the highest parts of the Catskill Mountains. He was at his favorite spot of squirrel shooting. When he was tired, he sat down on a green knoll. He could see miles of rich woodland and far below him, flowing majestically, the Hudson River. So one day what happened, he was on one of his long rambles. Rambles means he was going for a walk. वो एक walk पे जा रहा था and he was unconsciously, वो चलने में इतना बिजी था that he just climbed up. Scrambled up means climb up. Climbed up. He just climbed up the Catskill Mountain. वो माउंटेन पे चढ़ता गया, क्लाइम करता गया और उसे खुद ही पता नहीं लगा that he reached the highest part of the Catskill Mountain. He reached the highest edge of the Catskill Mountain. He was at his favorite sport of squirrel shooting. On this day, he was busy hunting the squirrels with the fowling piece. Fowling piece means the gun which is used to hunt the birds. So he was so busy shooting the squirrels that he forgot that he had reached the top of the Catskill Mountain. When he was tired, he sat down on a green knoll. Knoll means a small round hill. वहाँ वो एक माउंड पे, एक छोटे से टीले पे जाकर बैठ गया. राइट, ही सैट ऑन अ स्मॉल राउंड रॉक. आप रॉक भी कह सकते हैं, हिल भी कह सकते हैं, माउंड भी कह सकते हैं. राइट, वो एक टीले पे जाकर बैठ गया एंड वहाँ से उसे पूरा का पूरा वैली दिखाई दे रही थी, अपना गांव दिखाई दे रहा था. ही कुड सी द माइल्स ऑफ रिच woodland and far below him flowing majestically. Majestically means grandly. From there he could see the Hudson River flowing grandly, majestically, like a queen of that area. Hudson River was flowing. Then what happened after that? It was getting dark and he was about to descend. He heard a voice from a distance calling, "Rip Van Winkle." He looked around but could see nothing but a crow winging its solitary flight across the mountain. He thought his fancy must have deceived him, and turned again to descend, when he heard the same cry ring through the still evening air. Rip Van Winkle, Rip Van Winkle. Wolf bristled his back and growled, looking fearfully down into the glen. Rip felt a vague apprehension. So on this day something strange happened to him. ये जो दिन था जब वो स्क्विरल शूटिंग करते करते माउंटेन के टॉप पे पहुंच गया, जब वो टॉप पे था माउंटेन के, it was getting dark and then he got alert that it's getting dark now, I have to go back to my home. So he was about to descend means walk down. अब वो पहाड़ से नीचे उतरने ही लगा था, when he heard a voice from a distance. Somebody called him from the distance and somebody called him by his name. किसी ने उसे आवाज़ लगाई दूर से, रिप वैन विंकल. और जैसे ही उसने अपना नाम सुना कि कोई उसका नाम पुकार रहा है, ही लुक्ड अराउंड, उसने चारों तरफ देखा, हु इज़ कॉलिंग मी, बट ही कुडंट सी नथिंग, ओनली अ क्रो विंगिंग इट्स सॉलिटरी फ्लाइट अक्रॉस द माउंटेन. There was nobody around him. There was only a crow flying up in the sky. Besides that, there was nobody. He thought his fancy must have deceived him. He thought his fancy means imagination. What is fancy? Imagination. And deceived means cheated. Please underline both these words. Fancy means imagination and deceived means cheat करना, धोखा देना, betray करना, right? Cheated. He thought it is just because of my imagination. कई बार ऐसा होता है, हम अपने काम में इतने बिजी हैं, अचानक से हमें लगता है किसी ने हमें आवाज़ लगाई, लेकिन फिर हम जब हम देखते हैं कि पीछे कोई नहीं है, तब हमें लगता है कि ओह, it's only my imagination, it's just there in my head, nobody is calling me. So he thought that it was just because of his imagination, and he turned again to descend, and once again he started stepping down the mountain, when he heard the same cry ring through the still evening air, Rip Van Winkle, Rip Van Winkle. Once again he heard that somebody was calling him by his name. उससे फिर से लगा कि मुझे कोई आवाज़ लगा रहा है. रिप वैन विंकल, रिप वैन विंकल. आवाज़ उसे एक बार फिर से सुनाई दी. वुल्फ ब्रिसल्ड. हु वॉज वुल्फ? हिज पेट dog, the pet dog of Rip Van Winkle. And even his dog heard this noise coming from the background. उसके डॉग को भी सुनाई दिया कि कोई आवाज़ लगा रहा है. He bristled, he got alert and he started growling, he started barking. He looking fearfully down into the glen. Glen means narrow valley. जो नीचे वैली थी वो वहाँ देखने लगा कि who is there. He became suddenly, even the dog became alert and he started looking fearfully down the valley. Rip felt a vague apprehension. What is vague apprehension? Vague apprehension means strange doubt. Right? Rip felt doubt. He thought कुछ तो गड़बड़ है, कोई तो है जो मुझे आवाज़ लगा रहा है. I am not able to see this man who is calling me, but somebody is there who is calling me. He suddenly felt a strange doubt. Let's see then what happened. Suddenly he saw a strange figure climbing up the rocks with a heavy burden on his back. Rip was surprised to see any human being in this lonely and unfrequented place. Rip Van Winkle saw that a man was coming toward him. एक आदमी who was very strange in appearance, whose figure was very strange. A man was climbing up the rock and he was coming towards him, and this man had carried heavy burden on his back. उसने अपनी पीठ पे कुछ बोझा उठाया हुआ था, कुछ बर्डन उठाया हुआ था, और वो आदमी चलते हुए उसी की तरफ आ रहा था. And Rip was surprised because it was an isolated place. He had not expected to see any human being there. वो एकदम एकांत इलाका था, ऐसा एरिया था जहाँ कोई नहीं रहता, तो उसने सोचा नहीं था कि कोई आदमी उसे वहाँ मिलेगा. But when he saw this man, he became quite surprised to see any human being in this lonely and unfrequented place. Now let's see what kind of appearance this man had. The stranger was singular in appearance. He was a short old fellow with thick bushy hair and grizzled beard. He was dressed in antique Dutch fashion, a cloth jerkin strapped around the waist and a pair of breeches. He bore on his shoulder a stout keg that seemed to be full of some drink. He made signs for the Rip to approach and assist him with the load. So, now in this paragraph, the appearance of that strange man, उस अजीब से आदमी के बारे में आपको यहाँ बताया गया है कि वो दिखने में कैसा था. This man, this stranger was singular in appearance. Singular in appearance means he was very strange. उसके जो कपड़े थे और वो दिखने में नॉर्मल लोगों जैसा नहीं था. He was a short fellow. He was short in height and he was old. और वो बूढ़ा था. With thick bushy hair. His hair were not properly combed. His hair were like bush. And grizzled beard. And he had grey beard. बूढ़े लोगों के जैसी grey beard थी उसकी, दाढ़ी थी और उसके जो बाल थे वो बिखरे हुए थे. He was short in height and he was old aged. He was dressed in antique. Antique means old. Dutch fashion. A cloth jerkin strapped around a waist. He had tied up a cloth around his waist, and he had also worn a pair of breeches. Please underline this word breeches. Breeches means trousers. Breeches means trousers, pants. So this man had worn trousers and he had tied up a cloth. Jerkin means a short jacket, not cloth. He had tied up a jacket around his waist and he bore on his shoulder a stout keg. Stout means very big, very huge. Keg means a container, एक बड़ा सा कंटेनर, बैरल जिसको कहते हैं, जिसके अंदर अल्कोहल रखा होता है. It looks like this. Right? So he had carried this big container on his shoulders that seemed to be full of some drink. ऐसा लग रहा था कि इस कंटेनर के अंदर कोई ड्रिंक था. Some kind of alcohol was there or some kind of drink was there inside this keg which he had carried on his shoulders. He made signs for the Rip to approach. He didn't say any word. उसने मुंह से कुछ नहीं बोला. He just make sign, इशारा किया. He pointed at Rip to come, to approach and assist him, कि come to me and I need your help with the load. Please help me carrying this big container, this big heavy container that I had carried on my shoulders. So this way, one day while Rip was busy walking around the jungle, unconsciously घूमते घूमते और squirrels को shoot करते करते he reached the top of the mountain, and when it became dark, और जैसे ही अंधेरा होने लगा और वो नीचे पहाड़ से नीचे उतरने लगा, somebody called him from the background. When he saw, in the beginning he didn't see anybody, but later on he saw a strange fellow, an old man with bushy hair and grey beard, who had worn old Dutch fashion clothes, a jacket around his waist and trousers. And this man had carried a big container on his shoulder and he was pointing towards Rip Van Winkle. He was calling Rip Van Winkle. वो इशारों से उसने Rip Van Winkle को बुलाया कि तुम मेरे पास आओ और इस कंटेनर को उठाने में मेरी help करो. So this is all for the day. Today we will read till here. Now it's my request to reread these passages. Reread these passages on your own, and wherever you are having a confusion, you can play this video again and again, and you can if you are not able to understand the meaning of the sentence, then you can easily listen to what I am explaining, and then you can easily get to know the meaning of any word or any sentence. Still, if you have any problem, then you can contact me through WhatsApp, or you can call me anytime. I'm there to clear your confusion. So this is your homework for the day. Read all those passages which I have read for you. Thank you.